Hey there everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be looking at some FEH stuff. I know, shocking, right? But for what it's worth, I should have that 5K subscriber opening video done this week sometime, so look forward to that. But today we're going to be looking at Double Special Heroes, particularly the banner that should be happening sometime this June, probably mid-month-ish around there. The only complication I can see happening is it might be launching simultaneously or very close to Summer Part 1. If you're new to the game, you don't know. Typically, we have 2 summer banners happening in FEH, end of June, beginning of July. So begins the drought of new hero banners. And last month, actually, I got really darn close. Just one. I wasn't sure if we'd see Halloween Hector because he was a duo unit pop into the double special, and lo and behold, he did. And I've been getting some questions asking how exactly I figured these out. So for the first time, and the only time, this will never be repeated, I'm going to share my secrets with you as to how I actually figured this stuff out. And it's actually pretty simple. All you really need to do...
Okay, I have many questions. Where am I now, and where is my eye? Is it over here? I can only move in 2 dimensions. This is terrible. Oh, thank God, there it is. Ugh, kind of squishy. Ah, perfect, I can see again. And just in time, too. There's a sad bearded man in this dimension. I am leaving.
And, you know, that's basically it. So, yeah. Hope that helps. Anyway, we'll be moving on to look at the first double special and then onward into the prediction for June. So you can see December, we had kind of a plethora of units from multiple banners. You can see we've got Dance, we've got Summer, we've got Brides, even Picnic. Those are all kind of in there. And I feel as though initially this was kind of made to help fill in the gaps of things and not necessarily rerun old banners, right? Because why would there be random dance units in here? Why would there be random brides, right? I think initially they were just kind of filling in the gaps, but as February hit, it became much more apparent that what they were doing was they were starting off with a specific banner, and I feel like it was probably Brides and Summer in this particular case is where they kind of started with the new reruns. And they actually brought back a lot of summer units, and this is where we found that they were prioritizing new units over old units. And what they were doing was they were kind of helping us to understand what was coming next month by filling it in from same banner previous year units. So like in February, for example, you can see we have follow over from Dance, like we had Dance Xander in December. Now we have the present Dance banner with Reinhardt in February. Summer kind of continued that same way. And then Halloween Mia was last year's summer or Halloween unit. And that was kind of helping us to understand that in the next banner, we'd see the current year Halloween units. And that's exactly what did happen. We've got carryover from the Soiree banner with Ishtar and Berkut. And then we've got more of the new Halloween units. All of them actually did show up. There was no carryover or mismatch there. And so that made me think, well, we're probably looking at winter banners next, yeah, because that's what happens after Halloween, and that's what we did. So that's more or less how I kind of guessed it. I wasn't really sure necessarily because Halloween Hector was a duo unit, and I wasn't sure if they were including those. Clearly now it's evident that they are. So for what that's worth, that's what we're looking at. So I do not anticipate seeing any more Halloween units. I do not anticipate seeing any more Dance units. Those have pretty much been cut off. However, we didn't have any of the new winter units pop into this banner yet. And this is where it gets a little tricky. because if I'm following this understanding of things, it's going to be rather premium. And I just don't know if that is a thing that IS is willing to do. But I will say that we're not continuing a huge trend of armors, but there are some armors, because what we're going to be looking at now is basically the banner that happened in December with the Winter banner. So, Winter Zephyl, obviously normal pick, right? The interesting thing here is that each banner, that being Winter and New Year's, which is I think what we're going to be looking at, they both had equal numbers of representation from every stone. So there's a red, a green, a blue, and a colorless candidate from each banner, and none of them were 4 stars because that hadn't happened until February. So I think more than likely we are actually looking at a rerun of both the Winter and New Year banners happening simultaneously. That may not be the case, but again, we learned a little bit earlier on, back in February actually, for that banner, they tend to prioritize new units. They're not intentionally looking to fill in older units. They are putting out new units as long as there is a color spot that is available. And it looks like they're keeping the mismatch to 2 banners to 3 banners repped. And that's kind of what happened since December. Everything else has been like 3 banner max. I don't know if that's going to happen this time. So my general prediction would likely be for the red pool, we'd see Zephyl and New Year Anna. I know. I am just feeling all sorts of things as well. And then for blue, we'd probably be looking at Winter Nino and New Year Alphonse. Now, I know what you're thinking already. Well, New Year Alphonse, what a great get. But wait, wasn't there duo units in all of these banners? There were. So we may actually be looking at a double special banner that has multiple duo units on it. Which again, I think is very premium. There's not really a downside to these banners. Winter and New Year's banners are honestly 2 of the better seasonal banners that we get every year. Outside of, I think summer units are probably pretty strong too, just in terms of weapons and things. But this year alone had units like Winter Sothis, for example, would likely be on here as well. Partnered with Lath, who is also a monster. This whole banner has the potential to be really, really good because all the units on the Winter and New Year's banners were both really strong. So there's that. I don't know if it will necessarily amount to that, but like I said, each banner had duos. So for colorless, you'd be looking at Winter Marth, and also New Year's Selkie. So we have an interesting mix, I think, more than anything. And I honestly, I don't know if this is what is likely to happen. You could also see a situation where we get the previous year's New Year units popping in here. I don't know if that's going to happen because, again, the likeliness of them jumping back to a previous banner when they had the availability for the current, I don't know. April was interesting too because we started seeing some winter units, and you might be thinking, well, couldn't they have just put Winter Sothis and Winter Marth on the April banner? They could have. That's a thing that they could have done. But the pattern seems to be that in order to introduce a new seasonal banner, they typically try to include last year's or the previous banner as filler units in that particular banner. They would not be doing that with the June prediction that I have here. For that reason, I don't know. If they don't do that, you'd be probably looking at last year's New Year as well as last year's Valentine's units. And I don't think that they would intentionally fill it with a bunch of old units like that, but they might. So this is kind of your warning. On a best case scenario, the prediction I have there is what we're probably looking at. On the worst case scenario, you're probably going to see every winter unit and then a mix of last year's New Year's and last year's Valentine's banner. And they may do that just because they don't want multiple duo units on the banner. But again, they didn't really shy away from that with Hector. They put him on there, which at the time seemed like he was, too premium for that. Are 2 duo units on the banner too premium? I don't know. But, every unit from each banner is pretty darn solid from winter and New Year's. So, again, best case scenario, that's probably what we're looking at. Worst case, mix of last year's New Year's and Valentine's with every winter unit from this year. So, I can confidently say that we will be seeing everybody on the left, in the left column, not so much everybody on the right. So that is my prediction to you. We should be getting this, like I said, mid-ish June, but I don't know how that's going to play with the summer banners when those start up. So just be aware of that. Keep your orbs in check. I don't know when we'll have more communication with the FEH Twitter account or anything like that. I think for the time being, things are just going to kind of pop up on in-game notifications, and we'll get what we get. We should also be seeing a FEH channel at some point. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get a calendar instead. Maybe there won't be a FEH channel this year. We've always gotten one in June, but maybe this year is different. Who knows? Crazy world we're living in. Anyway, that is my prediction. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Who do you think we're going to be seeing on this Double Special Heroes banner? That'll be happening in June, presumably. I am hoping. And if not, then this video aged horribly, and I am terribly sorry. But fun to speculate either way, I guess. So, that is it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. If you have subscribed, be sure to put the little sound bar things on the bell, because evidently that's the only way YouTube will let you know that I am, in fact, putting out content. Subscribing's not enough anymore. Just constantly jumping through hoops, man. I don't know. Be sure to take care of yourselves and those around you in these crazy, crazy times that we are living in. And with that said, thank you again so much for watching. Until then, I will catch you next time.